What up, IDS Mob? So today we're going to talk about why it's important that when you're trying to set a date or a time to see a woman, that you be the one to pick the time and not leave it up to her. And there's a guy that left a comment under my video, 5 Ways to Pass Her Pull-Away Test, where he says, the girl I'm currently talking to, long distance, I haven't heard from her in a few days. Then today, she liked one of my Insta stories and replied to another, then messaged me on Skype. And her message said this: hey, can I see you today or tomorrow night? I miss you. And then has some little emojis here. How are you? And then he says, I replied with, hey you, I'll be busy today, but tomorrow I should be free. Just give me a time. Hours later, I still haven't heard from her. LOL, so confusing, but I'm not gonna reach out or act mad if and when she decides to hit me up. So this is an example of one of those things that if you're not aware of the psychology behind dating and how you're verbalizing things and the roles that women are expecting you to play in this dating dance, it can cause you to not be successful. And by the way, this is just also an example of one of the many things I'm gonna be covering in my upcoming program, the Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy, which is coming open on November 1st. You can join the waitlist for that right now at introvertdatingsuccess.com, and I'll talk more about that at the end of this video. But to the point, this is an example of why I put these kind of things together, because he doesn't really understand what exactly is going on here and why it is that maybe she's not responding back. Now, to be fair, women that have a high interest in you, more often than not, are gonna, if he said like, you know, just give me a time, women that have like 90% or higher interest in you will just respond back right away. And that's no harm, no foul, okay? But even a woman that's highly interested might subconsciously still be playing into the various roles and dynamics that men and women have between them when it comes to dating. And one of the biggest ones is that the man is supposed to be the one that leads, and the woman's objective is to go with whatever you're putting forth as the agenda, not setting the agenda. So this is the case where she says to him, hey, can I see you today or tomorrow night? So when she hits him up, what she's basically saying is, hey, I want to know what the agenda is with your life, because I want to be able to see you, and whatever your agenda is, I will go along with it. What this guy did is what a lot of men unfortunately do, which is put out a scenario where it's causing her to now have to make the plans. Because what did he say? He said, I'll be busy today, but tomorrow I should be free. Just give me a time. Now for men, we don't oftentimes see why that's a big deal. Because if you go to another guy and say, hey, you want to get ready for beers tomorrow? And the guy responds back, yeah, sure, just what's a good time for you to meet up? Then you would just be like, okay, let's meet up at like 6. And it's like the easiest thing in the world, right? But for women, again, understand, subconsciously, if she's looking to you to be the leader, and she's looking for you to be the one to put forth the plans as to what you guys are gonna be doing together, then it means that when she reaches out to you and says, I wanna hang out, your next objective should be to tell her when you are free, what times work best for you, and then she can acquiesce and decide which of those work for her, okay? So this is a scenario where you never wanna say to a woman, just give me a time or whatever day works best for you. You set it up where you set up 2 times. So in this case, if she'd written me and saying, hey, can I see you today or tomorrow night? The first part he said, I'll be busy today, totally fine. I would have said, but tomorrow I should be free after 5. I'm free between 5. I'm free at these 2 times. I'm free at either 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock, whichever works best for you. Now that's a scenario where you're putting out times that work for you and saying to her, these are the times that I'm best available. So from there, I'm now giving you a guide to what works for me. Now you can choose one. And again, guys, I get it. It's gonna sound completely stupid to you. It doesn't at times make sense. Why is it that she can't just give me a time? You gotta understand, women's brains work different than ours, and the way in which they see dating, and more importantly, the way in which they see scenarios that are going to either attract them or cause them to lose attraction are also different. This is one of those scenarios that guys don't understand, that when you aren't a guy that's putting forth an agenda, when you're a guy that's leaving it to her to make the plans, to make the time, to come up with the activity, None of that to her is romantic. None of that to her feels like she's coming into your world. It makes it feel like she's now wearing the pants, that she's the one that's setting up everything. And again, despite the world we live in now with all the various things about women's lib and yada, 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 women still ultimately, for the most part, want to be with a guy whose world they're going to come into, whose plans they're going to be, adjusting their time for. They want to be the ones to be able to say to their girlfriends, hey, I can't make it tonight because he said he's only available at this time. And so this is the time that I got to be available for him. Versus, well, I guess he says he's free whenever. So, and that's another thing too, is that you being free at any given time never looks attractive to women. You'd be better off if you had a whole day where you had nothing going on and your girl hits you up and says, hey, what time of day are you best available? You'd be better off to make up a time and say, well, you know what? I'm actually busy until about 3 o'clock, but after 3 o'clock, I'm good, than to say, oh, I have the whole day. Because again, you got to go back to psychology. Subconsciously, as a guy who's supposed to be potentially leading this relationship, you should also be out there going after your dreams and your goals and working towards those things when you're not around her. So what does it look like in her head when she hits you up about a date and you say you're free all the time? It says you're not out there handling your freaking business, all right? So, again, guy, for the guy that wrote the comment on here, and again, this isn't every woman's scenario. There's gonna be some times where you date a woman where you can say stuff like this, and again, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, where she'll just be like, oh, he's free anytime, okay, how about 4 o'clock, But realistically, most women are gonna want you to come with a specific time already set. Now, I get on your end, you're trying to be like, well, you wanna be accommodating to her, and you wanna be respectful of her schedule. Maybe what if you say, well, I'm free at 6 o'clock, and she says, oh, I'm actually meeting with girlfriends at 6, or I have some other activity going on at 6, then your time's gonna get rejected. And to that I say, let that happen. It is better for you as the guy to set a couple of times that work best for you and have her come to you and then say, you know what, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock might not be best for me, but what about 8 o'clock? It's better for you to already set out a time and then let her reject them, because at least she still knows you're attempting to put forth a plan. If she has to change them up for some reason after that, that's totally fine. But it's still gonna be more attractive just knowing that you came to her with the time already thought about and set up in place than nothing at all, okay? So again, I stress, do not ever say that you're completely free all day. Always come to a woman with specific times and days that work for you, whether it's you doing a Skype date, whether it's you doing an in-person date, whatever, you always need to come with a time and a plan. Those are gonna be things that keep women attracted to you versus detracting them. So hopefully, guy, this answers your question. Again, this isn't really a long video, just wanted to get that out to you. And I'm also gonna address the whole long distance thing in another video, so stay tuned for that one as well, all right? But guys, yeah, if you guys have any questions you wanna ask me, you can leave them down in the comments below. Also, I'm currently putting together my Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy, which is gonna be basically like the Netflix of dating advice. So any corner of the dating sphere that you're trying to figure out, whether it's how to approach women at parties, how to talk to them via text, with the kind of first dates to go on, is gonna be available for you to watch, listen to, or read in PDF form at this site. But also, in putting this together, I wanna know what things are important to you. What kind of dating advice do you need from me that you could use help with, that I could make a little mini masterclass about and put inside of this membership program? You can leave that at the comments below as well, or you can write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com, because I'd love to put together some materials that are gonna be helpful to you. Now, in the meantime, go to the website and sign up for the wait list. When you sign up, you'll get this free PDF called the Girlfriend Roadmap Checklist. It is the standard 3-month guide that'll take you from dating a woman to getting into a relationship in a span of 3 months, and it tells you the 10 steps you need to make sure you're doing to be able to get to that step. So waitlist for the program, and when you do that, you'll get a freebie, and I'll be sending you random updates as we get closer to the launch, all right? Thank you guys for watching this program. If you need some coaching, go to the website, click on the coaching tab, and if you wanna send a monetary thank you, you can leave a super chat on YouTube, or you can click on the tip jar tab. You can also click any of the links below to do that as well, all right? Thanks for watching. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Introvert Dating Success Podcast. Visit us at introvertdatingsuccess.com for more great tips on attracting women using your natural introvert charm. Oh, yeah.